And we are back. It's been a while. How have y'all been? Doing okay? Shit, I'm gonna be running over stuff. Hold on. Oh. It's one thing I don't want to run over. It's the tent from the competition. Anyways, this is the Dark Truth Podcast with your host, Shady J. Just want to make sure things working. All right, cool. Anyways, welcome back. It's been, 4 weeks, 3 weeks? Just haven't really been up to doing the show, stuff like that, but we're back. Got my battery recharged at WFR, and that's hopefully what we talk about mostly tonight. Y'all let me know if you can hear me well, if the picture quality's good, what's going on with all that. But it's good to be back. What's up, Courtney? What's up, Dylan? Melissa, my mother-in-law's in here. It's going to be a good little show. I've got a couple people that have reached out to possibly be on. I know one person's definitely going to be on. And then the other, we will kind of see how it goes. But y'all let me know if you can hear me well, if it sounds good, all that good stuff. I do have my awesome Gasket Pro Tool shirt on that I got from Rodney before I went to WFR, but he also gave me 2 more. Just want to give him a shout out. If you do want to order from Gasket Pro Tools, you can get 10% off of orders over $100. And Dylan, don't. Orders over $100, use the code SHADY-1 for 10% off. That's Dylan. All right. You always give me shit all the time, and I love it. But if the camera's doing that, dude, I might have to just cancel the show because that doesn't sound normal at all. But anyways, I hope everybody's had a great week. Last week was a good week being back at work after WFR. I like to wait a little bit to talk about things because I want to let it marinate, you know. I want to think about it, talk about it a little more, remember things more. Because when you go to these events, you kind of get out of your element and things get foggy because of how much fun you're having, stuff like that. But I feel like my voice is messed up. Let's get this bread. Nathan's in here too. Awesome. But anyways, let me see if 1 or 2. Okay, so did y'all go to WFR? If you went, did you enjoy it? Have you seen videos, stuff like that? Chicka Slim Shady. Hey, Ray, I love it. What's up, Ed? I appreciate everybody being here. Dalton, is that the real Tent Shady? It is. It is the one and only. Dalton, it's so funny. I'm telling you, Mother Marion, that COVID changed my voice. It's completely different. It's not been the same since, and it's weird. I don't like it. But anyways, if you went to WFR, and I know some of you did you enjoy it? What was your favorite thing about it? I'm waiting for one person to get in here, hopefully. I do have one of the people that wants to be on at some point in here, so maybe bring them on first and wait for the other, or I guess we'll see what's up. But yeah, it's like raspy. It's super raspy always. What's up, Clayton? Clayton's in here. But today, let's talk about today. Today was a good day. I did my first ever 24 Porsche Macan. I think it's Macan. I don't know how the fuck you pronounce it. But it was Ray, stop, dude. That's hilarious. Hold on. But I did my first Porsche Macan today, and it was a little easier than I anticipated because somebody told me it's not going to be fun. But then getting into it and working on it, it wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. It was just a little bit of a challenge. But Mother Marion said she had a blast. Nathan said it looked like a blast, which Nathan was watching some of my singles competitions, which was fun. and chatting with the TikTok live people that usually watch while I'm competing was different. You don't get to do that in most atmospheres when it comes to the competitions and stuff, right? So that was pretty cool because my wife was reading them to me and telling me people like Nathan was like sign my boobies. But anyways, that's the fun stuff. And then just seeing everybody honestly was, and then like looking around and seeing who you're competing against, that was like the most intimidating. You look around, you're like, yo, dude, that's fucking Chuck Cochran over there. I'm on the same car as Jason Teasley, like, and then looking over and seeing Poppy Eliu over there. And then Gabby right beside me got a 99.8 on his first window. I was just blown away. It's like, damn, dude, I'm over here. Everybody's over here competing against like the best in the competing world. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and Ryan, you were definitely super busy, bro. You had a whole bunch of shit to do. Um, it's not showing that I can. Ryan, can you request by chance? Because it's not showing that I can ask. But what's up, Brandon? That was funny. What was funny? The best. It was literally like even in teams, like looking around at the teams, you see like Chuck Cochran, Jimmy Nance, and Poppy on the same car, and then you got Marco, Nacho, and Carlos on the same car, and then you got fucking Fernan, um, El Magic, and Gabby on the same car. It was just like you look around, and you go, holy shit, these are a lot of dudes that do this shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, it doesn't show that I can add you. That's weird. Ryan, is your profile public or is it private by chance? What's up, Cash? Best of the best? Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people that I would look around like, and then you got who won the teams, Trey, Byung, and fucking Danny, right? Dude. Okay, what's going on here? I don't know. But anyways, so all in all, like just being able to be on the same arena floor as a lot of the people that were there and compete against them and do better than some and then do worse than some and seeing how it's going, like it's really cool. I can't wait for next year because I was picked up by Tyler Lingo and his partner Kylie, who's his installer, and dude, they played really, really well. Or not played. They tended really, really well. I'm talking about it like it's a team, but we like communicated well. Things are going good, and I thought we were gonna be on the podium, dude. And apparently we got like fifth or something, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me see here. So, all right. So our first guest, my first guest, sorry, ours as in like everybody watching, is going to be none other than Ryan Wilcox. We're going to have him come in and talk a little bit. Service, here we go. Oh my God. Not again. Brent said, sorry I'm late. It's okay, dude. I always have shady service, Mother Mary, and you know that. Hopefully this works because be disappointing if it didn't. Shing. A piece of pizza stuck in my teeth. It says he's joining. Hopefully he's able to come in. But again, like just looking around and being able to see who we're competing against at these events is insane. I just tried to send it again. Ryan, if you want to join, hopefully it works. I don't know if it's you, dude. Are you on Wi-Fi? Because sometimes, like my phone, I have to be on Wi-Fi. If I'm not, it's not going to work. But I just sent it again if that works. If not, you know. You know how it goes. But another cool aspect of it, seeing that Kyle Whalen joined, is the Ironman contest. That is insane. Like doing multiple competitions to try to win the Ironman as in like kind of like a decathlon for tinting.
Ah,
Yes,
that's how it
dude,
works.
bro, nice shirt, dude.
Thank you. I didn't even. It was kind of a an accident. I wore it today. I didn't even realize.
No way. That's awesome.
Ah,
But I was just talking about the Ironman competition. I kind of want to touch on that for a second. But dude, like seeing who all was in it: Randy, Ricky, Kyle, Fernan, and there was one more. Who was the last one? I can't remember.
Kyle,
Randy,
Randy,
Kyle,
Fernand,
Fernan,
George.
George. That's right. El
Yeah,
Chingon. That's right. Dude, but that like I wanted to do it, but I've never done PPF, so it's like it doesn't make sense to do it
yeah,
because like if I'm out there just being a part of it for no reason, I don't want to do it. I want to be good at what I'm doing. Um, but man, like the hats that he made
yeah,
were so cool. And like with the Iron Man, the background, that shit was dope with the
yeah,
name on it, all
yeah,
that.
yeah. It
But
looked awesome.
that was so cool. And like the way everything was organized was great. The only thing was just like the time, and that happens with everything, right? Like I'm not bitching, I'm just saying like the time was just a little, it was off, but it was like still a great time because there's things to do in between, while you're waiting, stuff like that. A big thing was like the cornhole. That was pretty cool, like doing the cornhole. And Jessica actually competed in that,
Oh,
and she
nice,
got third. Yeah, she
nice.
got third. So but anyways, so everybody, welcome in Ryan. I haven't done the show in a minute, dude. Like I told you, kind of nervous doing it because it's been so long. But it's just like going live on TikTok, except now I get to talk to somebody instead of just a screen.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So I see Clayton was asking what the three were. So for triple threat, it was team autos, it was auto singles, and auto or not auto, geez, flat glass. For the Ironman, it
I
was
should have done
everything.
triple threat,
Yeah, yeah.
dude. I should have done triple threat. Fuck.
Ironman had the windshield skins, PPF, flat glass, and both auto competitions. And um, I mean, Cash should have won Ironman as well for doing that schedule. I know
Right,
he was confident that he could do it. He did it, but
man.
as like it started
But
narrowing down, like
it's
that's
just so much
yeah,
shit. Like a plan is great until there's like, okay, so have you ever heard of like the chaos theory where like one little bitty thing doesn't work,
yeah,
so like it compounds. That's just every time I think of events, I think of that. Like, okay, what if it's 1 minute over the time, right?
yeah,
And then that
yeah,
1 minute
exactly.
turns to 10, and then the 10 turns to 30. And there's nothing wrong with it because it's just a part of the learning process, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like as a whole, dude, like, yeah, give it up to Cash for fucking scheduling everything, because I bet that's a heavy task, man.
Oh yeah, I
I
mean,
couldn't
he
do
was
it,
working on it
but
for a lot, leading up
yeah,
to it. Like he had restless nights, so he couldn't sleep. He tried to like relax, and next thing you know, he said he'd wake up in the middle of the night, his head be buzzing, and he'd have to like get stuff put out, lay down or
right,
whatever.
yep,
Yeah,
man. That's that's a lot of, in my opinion, because I don't like stress. Like that's a lot of unwanted stress, dude. Like, oh my God, like it would drive me up a wall, dude. Like I'd be thinking about it nonstop. I'd be like, all right, I'm in the bathroom, dude, fucking figuring out. Like instead of doing tent whiz, bro, I'm over there like scheduling shit.
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it was a big task, dude, and y'all did a like as a collective, y'all did a great fucking job, man. Like
yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed the shit out of that. Like it was so much
Awesome,
fun. So
awesome.
fun,
I'm
man.
I'm glad. Like that's what we've been hearing a lot of. I mean, I enjoyed it as well, even though like I was running around, for the technically we were there all week, right? We got there Monday and started like
Right,
unload, setting up, and then Tuesday getting things ready and all that. And like the first 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, I felt like I was doing good, like everything was kind of going. People are asking what needed to be done, and I could just recall things like, oh,
right.
this needs to be done. Look, like somebody's doing that. Well, we could do this. Um, Wednesday morning, I walked in there and it all just like started spinning. I'm just like, oh
Oh
Jesus,
yeah,
what?
because then you think about the things you're not like you. There's all the little bitty details that instead of like the big thing you need to get done right now, it's like all these itty bitty incremental things that you're like, shit.
Yeah,
I should have had an assistant,
yeah,
like I should have had somebody doing these things while I'm thinking about these
yeah.
things.
People
Um,
asking this, and people asking that, and I'm running around, and
right.
and then I then put competing in it. I competed in flat glass, auto
Weren't you
singles,
late?
and teams.
Weren't you late to one?
The
Almost,
the
like
the auto
super
singles,
close.
yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
You're
I
like,
didn't know.
oh shit.
I didn't realize that I was doing. So I knew I was in auto
Right.
singles, but when
Right.
the night before, when I looked at the schedule, it's flat glass. I saw windshield competitions, and then on the Thursday I saw auto. There's auto teams, and for some reason in my mind it just clicked auto Thursday. So after I did flat glass and window skins or windshield skins, I was like, "That's it. I'm done for the day. Now I just focus
Right.
on doing stuff." I
Yeah.
was over there building the axe throwing thing with my daughter and Cameron's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Um, then all of a sudden I get done and I'm like, oh shit, I need a tape measure to measure out the
Right.
distance for the kids to stand. All of a sudden somebody's like, hey, aren't you supposed to be competing? And then it
You're
just
like,
like it whirlwind.
bro.
I turn, everybody's standing by their car measuring film, and Jody Knight's like 3 minutes until you get disqualified. Because he knew there was one more person
Right.
supposed to be there, you know. And I'm like, oh shit. I ran in there. I had a couple of squeegees on the stage that I used for the windshield thing. I ran in
Right.
there with my squeegees, and I'm just like, oh my God, Billy Murray. He says, "What's wrong? You need something?" I'm like,
I don't have
I
any of
every
my tools. Yeah. The panic, bro. You're like, oh fuck.
yeah. So he grabbed my
Man.
toolbox, but and I'm like, okay, now I can kind of get this, figured out. So I start going, and then Sean G was on the passenger side of me, so I'm squatting down, I'm doing things. I look over, he's on his stool. I'm like, oh shit, I brought a stool so I could sit down rather. I got rug burn on my knees from the carpet.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so then I'm going to prep my window. I look over, he's got microfibers, and I'm like, my
I
microfibers
don't
are
have any
outside in the
towels.
Jeep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then then I didn't get my slip mixed up, so every time I touched the film with my squeegee, it was sliding. Right? I'm like, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
So then I look
It's
over at
chaos,
Sean,
bro.
and he's sitting there on his stool with his heat gun, and I'm like, oh, my heat gun.
Yeah, you're smoking a cigar, like
Yeah. Oh, it was nerve wracking, but I still had fun.
right.
And like after all that was said and done, I mean, I scored. It was almost like a 94, just under 94, and my wife, she said, you know what, you that's a solid score. She says, she's like, you turned at zero, what was like less than 2 minutes probably away from being a
Right.
zero
Yeah.
to 93, 94,
I mean
whatever.
that's
So
like a what, 900% increase,
yeah,
Like
yeah.
dude, that's great. I love that. I didn't Okay, so speaking of like not knowing the schedule, I got confused and didn't know we were gonna be doing teams on one day. I thought it was like supposed to be the next day.
Uh-huh.
And I'm over here like drinking some beers and hanging out, bullshitting with people. And I'm like, oh shit, we got teams today? Oh fuck.
Yeah,
I was like, cool, man. Let's get this bread, dude. Then we go out there and my teammates crushed
yeah.
it. I did I did okay cutting the patterns or whatever, but like Tyler and Kylie, like she nailed that back glass, dude. That first one, she had three itty bitty specks, bro. Like the most minuscule. She didn't reverse roll. She Frankied it from the driver's
Oh,
side around the
yeah.
back of the car through the passenger back seat with the back seats down.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
Nice. And she's tall.
that's. I'm over here doing the driver rear window, and I'm like, she just pull it from and go that way. And then when we were done, I looked at it. I was like, all right,
Yeah,
that's a solid ass back glass.
yeah.
Um, but we ended up, getting to the finals or whatever, and that was fun because apparently we got fifth. I have to ask, like, do you have the scores? Because I want to know.
I don't. Cash might have them all figured out. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
but man, she was the only female that competed, correct?
Well, oh no.
Oh,
In teams, I think. Yeah, Letha
yeah,
did singles.
Letha did singles.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant, like in teams. Um, but dude, she got 15th in singles too. I got
yeah,
25th, and it's like, all right,
yeah.
cool.
I
Um,
don't. So there were 75 people too.
it's crazy,
And like they're all vets pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like
right?
75 one of the almost every single one of them has competed.
Right,
And it was just, man, those points, holy shit,
man.
like
All right,
people were scoring.
let's talk about some points here, man.
Yeah.
Because I actually have something, and I'm not gonna show it all the way, but I took my film. from a window that I was very upset with because of some judging that happened. But it's motivation for me. I'm not dogging anybody, but I'm keeping it because I'm going to use it as something that I'm going to look at every day and try to not do it again, you know. But we can talk about that another time. But for like all the judges, I'm sure it was like nerve-wracking as shit because I talked to a few of them, and they were like, "This is like it's so hard to fucking like judge these because they're all so good." In a
Yeah,
sense of like you have to pick out the stupidest shit, right, to make a
yeah,
difference,
yeah.
or you know, leave some things because it's not really there. But you know, Dustin,
Well, so one of
I
the
am gonna frame it. By the way, I'm
one
framing
of
it
the
and hanging
things
it up.
in the past, some of the judges had said to me too is like, listen, these windows are so close, right? They're so the
You have to
competition
pick
level.
it,
Yeah, so like, they said like if I look at a window and it looks like it's been cured for a week, and then the next car I look at and I see moisture, I know that moisture is going to go away, right? And it's going to look just like the other
right?
one. But what's presented in front of me, that one looks a little cleaner. So somehow I have to figure out some micro points or like, something to like to
This,
get. So they actually have to judge some little things, that are never going to be
look,
seen.
this was the last window that got looked at in the whole singles in that round. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Autobahn cures pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyways, I'm not talking shit. It's just one of those things I'm like,
It's tough, man.
fuck.
We got docked in teams for glue left over, and man,
Right,
we had LED lights. We went over everything. After Billy and Jeremy left, I went over it
right,
again, like with my notes to it. Man, I was looking on the in the dot matrix on the back window.
right.
I did not see any. So if they found it, man, I don't know what it was, where it was, but bless them, man. It's like,
Somebody flicked a booger on it, dude. They
yeah,
had to.
yeah.
I mean,
I
it
mean,
could
I can't.
also, I thought about this, like, most of us bottom loaded. There was a
Yeah,
couple two stagers, but like removing film, you want to take the sweeps out too. So maybe stuck to the very underside of the sweep. There's two sweeps,
yeah.
right? There's like the first one and the under. It could have been literally a piece that was sitting and they
Oh,
roll
in
it
the
up and
sweet.
down.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I
Like,
mean,
it could
yeah,
have been,
it's true.
the smallest shit that you would never think
Yeah,
of, right?
yeah.
It's not excuses, bro. It's not excuses. Hey, I
Man, we're
got,
we're titters. We
anyways.
got full of excuses. We're full of excuses.
Nah, dude, reasons for why it might have happened. That's
Right.
all it
Yeah.
is. It's not excuses, dude. We always know most likely what
Yeah.
happened. We just don't want to say it because it's like, yeah, you know. But even
It's
if
a
you say
it's
it, like people are like,
for me. It's one of those things. It's like I wanted to see it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it wasn't there, but I just want to know where I left it. Like, where did I leave that?
yeah,
Like, I
take a
still don't
picture
know.
of it, dog.
Yeah.
Take a picture and put it on the
Yeah.
website, you know. And something else. Hold on, I got something else here from the competition. Hold on. Yeah, right here. These things.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I saw it on the table and I was like, nobody can use this. I'm
Yeah.
janking this. And by the way, there was glue right here on this window.
Yeah.
Like there was like, dude, it was so small of specs, man. It was ridiculous. But it was still glue. And Kylie's like, there's glue right here. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you tell Jody, dude.
Yeah.
It ain't me. You can do it. I ain't doing it. I'm not the bad
Uh,
guy
I
here.
think
But
so. We were very impressed with Tony's, attention to detail with the PPF and the logging and everything, the photographs. He had his
oh yeah,
uh,
he's so
iPad,
meticulous,
Yep.
dog. I love that.
So I think we're talking about implementing that, on the auto and even on the flat glass too. Actually having pre-photos of all the deficiencies in the you know what I mean?
Dude,
Yep. Yep.
fucking get a GoPro and strap it to all the judges so you can review the
Oh,
footage.
yeah.
You know, like put
Who's gonna have time
one
to
on
do
their
that?
head, one on their chest, like two on their wrists.
Yeah.
Like, come on, that's
We're gonna need a team just to go over that footage.
right.
Somebody who's gonna have to sit in the hotel at night and go through it all before the next day.
Yeah, but man, so for me, my favorite part always is just seeing everybody, man. Like, like just catching up, hanging out, talking shit, busting balls,
Yep.
you know, stuff like that. So for you at this one, what was your favorite aspect of the whole event?
I mean, I as well. I like to talk, so I love to see everybody, and that's one of the things that I do wish that I got to like talk more.
Right,
I really would have like. There's so many people in passing where I'm like, hey, because I was on a mission for like 3 missions, and I'm like, I'll talk to you in a little bit, and never got to talk to you, and then like a few
right.
people, like even you, I didn't really get to sit down and talk
Yeah,
to
we
you all
never
that much, and
really kicked it very
yeah,
long. And
um,
I understood that though. But like that's the difference. Like I understand you're busy, bro. I'm like, yeah, dude, do what you do, Doug. I'll catch you when I catch you.
but like there's a couple of things like my daughter really hit it off with Dustin's daughter, hit it off with Cameron's
Yeah,
daughter. And
yeah,
Cameron had said the one night like, hey, we should take the kids out and have dinner, and I was like, that'd be great. And then it was 11
yeah.
o'clock
It never
before we were done and out of it.
happened. Yeah, and it'd
um
be like that, bro.
yeah, but one of the things I think I really enjoyed was the kids competition, and
Yeah,
watching them get up there and do that, and I again there I screwed my daughter up with the slip solution, but
right.
man, they had a blast, all those kids were smiling, and um, my son was he's a little shy, so when he
Right.
saw everybody standing there, he didn't want to do it in front of everybody. So when people started walking away, he was thinking about doing it, but there were still too many people. But he helped me set it all up.
I
So
love
I got some video and
it.
footage of him being on the back, squeegeeing out the little squares for the kids and all that
I
stuff too.
love it.
But yeah, that was fun. I hope we can expand on that, get more kids involved in that.
Yeah, for sure. And we honestly, we were like, damn, we should have brought the kids. Like this would have been the one, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it was just like they just started school, and we were like,
yeah,
yeah, we can't let them miss school right now because they're just getting into the swing of it and
yeah,
stuff, and all that good stuff. And then like softball practice for Naya now because she's in softball, which is dope. But I think next year we're gonna. I told her I was like, "You're going next year, like, because I'm gonna train you until we go,
yeah,
and like you're gonna win, dude." And then Tyler's kids, dude, they took the house, dude. They took all
yep,
the shit.
yep,
They took what they got the big Lego set, I
yep.
believe. What
Uh-huh.
is it? The Millennium Falcon? Is that what it
No,
was?
no, it
Or
was
what
a
was it?
Batman. A
Batman.
Batman. Yep.
That's what it was.
Mhm.
I don't know why I thought it was Star Wars. I think I'm just a Star Wars fan, but yeah, I didn't watch the kids comp because I think we were either doing something or, you know, fucking off like normal. But because especially if we don't have the kids, we're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
But but man, the thing I loved the most was just like I said, the people, but also like the layout of everything. Like it was very nicely organized. It was super open where the competitors area was to where people could stand around it. And then you walk back towards the concession area, and then there's a flat glass on the side to where it's like pretty open as well. And then the kids' stuff behind it. I just think it's cool to have the kids seeing stuff like that when they're playing around and stuff.
yeah,
Just to get like a glimpse of like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, what's that big diamond frame over there?
yeah,
Like, what's that thing? That was insane, by the way. I was like, that thing's cool as shit.
yeah,
I don't know how I would have done on that. Because a lot of guys had pre-cut like to the frame,
yeah,
film or whatever, and I'm
yep,
like, you can't cut the seals, you can't take them out. Like it's just
yeah,
like Dustin said, like it's you have to cut true. It's got to
yeah,
be a
yeah,
really good cut, man. Like we got to see knife skills.
yeah,
And I love that aspect of it. Instead of like, hey man, shove this film 3 inches in a frame and then put a seal back
yeah,
in.
yep,
Like it's just a little more
yep,
difficult.
yep,
Honestly, just like every new aspect of it was really cool. And that's what I
hmm,
liked about it. And especially the 3-person team thing. Like I had never been on a 3-person team. And so it made it easier to not have to do as much as stress. But also like doing the whole windshield is like, holy shit. Now we're
yeah,
throwing a whole new wrench in there, right?
yeah, yeah.
And
Last year,
uh,
last year we made it to finals, and I like lost my cool, man, because I kept thinking, we barely made it in the finals, right? And I was like, man, we barely finished. I felt like, to get in the finals, and I'm like, now we're throwing a full windshield in there, like, yeah, you can't mess
right.
up. And the first quarter I messed up. Then all of a sudden I'm like, there's not time for this,
Right.
And then I cut one backwards, so now that's two I messed up, and it just snowballs from there if you
Right.
let it, I guess.
Yeah. Imagine your car dies.
Yeah, I know. I was there. I saw that.
Dude, and then the vehicle we worked on in the second round or in the finals for team, that car battery died, dude. Like it
Oh, gee.
kaputted. It kaputted after
Oh,
we were
gee.
done and everything though. And we sat there and worked on it for like me and it was mostly Richard, but Richard was over there trying to figure out how to get it to start and we were
Oh,
trying to
yeah, yeah.
jump it, it wouldn't start, dude. And we're sitting there like trying to get our car judged because they started on our car, it died, and they had to walk away. And then when
Oh,
they come back, dude, when they came back, when it started, I had a fucking finger on my damn back door like this,
oh,
bro.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, you gotta be kidding
Yeah,
me, dude. Like it was just, I mean, it is what it is, man.
yeah.
It is what it is. And I'm not mad at it because it ain't my fault. Like it's just one of those things, man.
Well,
But
one of the things that I realized in the competitions, these cars are getting worked on so much. Those doors are full. The doors and the sweeps are full of water.
so
I
full.
never hardly, well, I shouldn't say never, hardly ever have to fight
Right.
fingers on the bottom of my windows in real life. In competitions, they keep coming back. There's all that moisture's in there,
Dude, but we also even before we put the sweeps back in, dude, we fucking got a towel, dude, and we dried them off. We fucking did one of these, we're like, just dry this fucker out so we don't suck fingers. And then that happened, and I was like, oh, because we came back when they were starting to judge, and I looked, I go, that's a fucking finger right there, dude. No
Yeah.
fucking way. I was like, no fucking way, dude. But I'm proud of our team, man. We never worked together and we got in the finals and apparently we made fifth, is what we were told. So I'm taking it as a fifth just because I was told, because
Yeah.
man, I just think it's really cool.
Well,
Because
you know, like I was saying too, in the crowd that you were in and you made it to the finals, you know what I mean? Like it's something to pat yourself in the back
right,
about. You know what I mean?
right.
You didn't make it there by mistake. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it wasn't an accident. Like you
right.
guys had to work for it. So
Yep. I think about it like this. There's 20 teams with three people on each team. There's 60 tenors. Like we made fucking top 30, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yep,
as a collective. And then if we got fifth, we made fucking top 15, you know?
yeah,
And that's dope. Like
yep,
especially when we looked around, like I looked around at our round, I was like, oh my God. I was like, there's some banger teams around here.
yeah.
And going up against all those legends is fun, man. Because it
Oh
just
yeah,
makes you want to do it more. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And
The
what's
teams that it's been really it really kicking off. Like the first year at first teams was kind of like a fun thing. Like, hey, get a couple guys, we'll do this and do that. And people were just kind of throwing them together. All of a sudden, um, Jason Teasley, Dave Williams, and myself got teamed up, and then Rick announced it, and boom, like these like super teams started getting built,
Oh,
and
dude, it's like the NBA, dog. You're getting like Trey and Bouillon and fucking Danny, dude. I looked over, I went, that's not even fair, bro. Let me get Trey or something.
yeah,
Like that's not even fair, dude. Because
yeah,
they're usually in the top for singles too.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
and
exactly. But
then you
it's
got Jimmy and fucking Chuck and Poppy, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's not even fair either, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. They're all
And
freaking killers.
you had Erdley and I don't remember the other two guys' names, but they were beside us in the second round for the finals. And dude, they were so like nice and fucking cordial and talking and stuff. And that's
Yep,
what I love the most is like we talk shit, but we also like, hey, don't forget like when we're doing this competition, this and
yep,
that. And you're like, all right, appreciate that, bro. Like appreciate the advice.
yep. That I think it'd be John, Chris, and Doug.
Yep,
They actually won last year, I believe,
right.
the singles.
And that's what
Yep,
they were saying.
yeah,
I think that's what they were saying. They were like,
yeah,
yeah, we won last year. And I'm like, cool, bro. Like, what is that supposed to mean, dude?
yeah. Yeah, man. All in all, though, like I said, I enjoyed going to all these things anyway. Like I said too, similar to you, like seeing everybody.
Right.
Um, and I do enjoy the competing part of it as well. but it definitely was a handful for me to, like this year.
To do both.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, and I don't know, I can't even imagine like those guys that were in everything, like that had to. Well, I mean, Vernon, he's an animal though. He's
Dude, he
constantly
is,
planning. He's
bro,
like,
he is one of the most fierce competitors I've ever came across in any sport or any type of thing, dude. Like, I haven't seen football players as dedicated, dude. Like, he is always on it, man. And when he laid his finals for singles back glass and it had nothing in it, dude, I was like, yo,
yeah,
that's amazing. You know what I mean? I was like, holy shit, man. Like,
yeah,
just
yeah,
do you laid a perfect back glass in the competition?
yeah,
Insane. Like that,
yeah, yeah.
that in itself, man, is a huge fucking accomplishment to me. But, you know,
I I remember the first time I ever like really like saw him or whatever. I think it was Tenor Battles 22 on Amelia Island, and he was watching the guys like doing the windows, and then he'd get right in there and he asked some questions and like um I forget who it was showing him how to do like the no heat basically
Luis,
on that.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
Luis,
he wins that one,
yeah,
like the next day, and
right.
from then. I paid a little bit closer attention to him, and then being a part of this event, he's constantly in our lives, and then private messaging like and asking all this very
Yeah, he
specific
has
thing.
to know. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has to know, dude. Like he's very, I've noticed he wants to understand and hold people accountable for what they tell him. And I love that, dude, because that's very unique these days. You know, like used to people would do that. They would find understanding instead of going into something not knowing everything or whatever. But he's very meticulous when it comes to like focusing in on what he needs to
Yeah,
accomplish. And I love that.
yeah.
Um,
I love the teamwork between him and Tanny as well. He had mentioned it last week. He come on the live, and how she was like coaching him,
oh,
and he'd yell,
she's over there. I will sit there like this and just watch them communicate. I'm like,
yeah,
hell yeah. And I'll ask her, I'm like, is he okay? And she's like,
yeah,
and she like, they look at me like, don't even. And I'm like, all right, cool, my bad. Um, but yeah, um,
it's
I'm
um.
actually gonna here in the next 10 minutes gonna cut it. Um, I gotta uh, get the kids in bed and all that good stuff. But
Oh,
um,
are you bringing Marion on? You
is she? I don't know. Is she still wanting to come on? Where you at, Mother Marion?
I want to ask you, is there something about the reunion that you um would have done different for yourself anyway? You know what I mean? Like
Man,
entered more things or
okay,
whatever it
so
was.
I was sponsored by Tent Wiz, so I didn't want to, and I'm always this kind of person. Like I don't want to like get into more things than I should, just because I don't feel like I was ready for them. Like the flat glass, like I didn't know anything about how it works, stuff like that. That's fun. That's fine, Mother Marion. We'll do it in a couple weeks. We'll talk about the windshield battle and all that good stuff. But man, if I would have done anything different, I would have, man, just entered flat glass. That's the only thing I would have done different. Either that or been a little more prepared for teams because I didn't really talk to Tyler and Kylie before the event. I would,
Uh-huh.
you know me, dude. I'm like a on the spot kind of person. I'm not like a. I don't have to plan everything out perfectly because like the way that it flows, and the way that it goes, I don't care. Like it's gonna either work out or it doesn't, in my opinion. But that would be the one thing is talking to them more. Even though we had an idea of what we were gonna do, we didn't have like a plan until we stepped in there. And then Tyler's like, this is what we're doing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bet. Because I just knew I was cutting doors. That's
Yeah.
it. He was like, dude, you hand cut more than we do. So I want you to cut doors. And I was like, cool. While I'm doing that, you can cut quarters. I think that's how it went. Or he was like, I'll cut quarters while you do
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, cool. And then Kylie's like, I'm doing the back glass. And I'm like, bet. You know, like tall that, like just tall. Just, yeah, go for it. You got
Yeah.
that. And because he was good, Tyler was like, man, she's good at back glasses and we're good at doing windshields. So I was like, cool. If we get in the finals, y'all do back glass and windshield. I'll cut the doors, all that good stuff or whatever. And I mean, it worked pretty good. We got a 98.1 the first round,
Hell
which
yeah.
was,
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, pretty good for my. It was point 0.1 better than my singles round in the first round, but
Mhm.
you know, like just to not work with somebody or two people at that, in that instance, it was really cool to like see how they work together because they work together.
Right.
And then like me just being like an employee, you know what I'm saying? Like, here, you do
Yeah.
this and we'll handle the rest. I'm like, all right, cool. I got you. And then like the communication, like, hey, don't forget this, don't forget that. We got to look at this. We got to pick up this. We got to clean this up, whatever, make sure this or whatever. And then like she actually ripped off one of my windows because it had dirt in it. She just
Uh-huh.
ripped it off, and I didn't even. I looked over because I heard it. I was like, "Huh?" And she's like, "There was trash in it," and I was like, "All right, cool. Let me see it at least. Like it's
Yeah.
30 seconds. And she's like, "All right, go cut the door on the other one. I'm gonna prep it." I'm like, "All right." So I had to put it backwards. Couldn't use my Sharpie, so I like normally hand cut it. Like I've never done
Uh-huh.
backwards. And so I gave it to her. She put it on. And she goes, "I put a gap in the front." And I'm like, "Damn it."
Ah,
I was like, "I'll cut it again. Move. I'm cutting it on this fucking door, dude. Like,
yeah.
go. Get away." Like, I'll clean up some stuff, whatever. I don't remember exactly how it went, but um, it was just a different aspect, and seeing like somebody critique my work and then redoing it and then having to redo it. I was like, dude, put it on, man. Go for it. Like, cause I ain't gonna do it now that you messed up one. You gotta do this one. Like, and but it was
That
just really cool seeing like Tyler and her working together and like the competitiveness, man. Like the focus was
yeah.
insane. Like they were locked the fuck in, man. And
Mhm.
I was, I goof around and I and like try to have a good time,
Yeah.
but like seeing them being competitive, I was like, all right, I gotta chill out on that shit.
Yeah. You
I mean, I
know,
like to have a good time, but we gotta
right.
win.
Yeah. But yeah, you start seeing, like we were just talking about, the competitiveness of everybody else, and then all of a sudden you realize you're in a team full of them too. You're like, oh shit, I
Yeah.
don't want to be the weak link. But
Right.
so that's one of the things that I found in the competitions as well is, it gets to a point where it's like, do I give them something to judge or risk not having something there,
You
and
have
then not even
to
getting
leave
judged?
it on, dog.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. We didn't have a fucking door tucked or a quarter on in Tinder battles one day.
Right.
That's a different story though, man. That's a whole different fucking dynamic.
Yeah, yeah, for
You two
sure.
stage that thing, and I'm like, fuck. That was my own doing though. I wasn't. I didn't do what I was supposed to, but it was really good working with them, seeing everybody else and how they work together, and seeing windows getting ripped off and redone and all this stuff. It's like, all right, cool. So it's not just me. You know, like
Mhm.
you see like some of the baddest motherfuckers out there taking their window off to redo it because they're not happy with it. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, all right, my humility's gone down a little bit because like, it's not just me, dude, it's everybody
Yeah.
else. And
Yeah.
I didn't see one person that laid every window the first time.
Yeah.
I didn't see one. And if they did, hell yeah. I mean, my first window I put in the first round of singles, I left because there was like a little fucking tiny speck, and I was like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
But then apparently, like my edge was uneven or whatever, But um,
They always find
like,
something.
yeah, dude, being critiqued like that is the best because it's just growth, man. Like you get told about it, and even if it's not understood, like you don't get why, you can still use it, like this
Yeah.
as motivation to do better, right?
You're
Like
right.
to make sure that doesn't happen again. So and that's kind of what I got out of the whole experience is like when you go to these events, you have a good time. And there's things you wish you would have done differently, like being able to hang out more and not have to worry about more shit and all this. But at the end of the day, dude, it literally just feels like a blur and a dream.
Yeah.
Like it didn't happen until you see videos and pictures and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like that was
Yeah.
pretty fun. Like it doesn't
Yep.
feel like reality, man, at the end of the
Yeah.
day. It
Yep.
really doesn't.
Yeah.
Because you have
I
such a
agree.
good time. You have such a good time that you're like, I forgot about my real life.
Yeah.
Like I totally forgot about real life for a minute. And
Yeah.
you go back to work and you're like, ah shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
But like I've said, like it's like going and getting your battery recharged. Like you go and you feel drained, and then you see all the people and you get to fucking bullshit and you get to compete and you get to grow and you get to learn new things, and then you come home and your battery is recharged and you're like, cool, let's go to fucking work. you know like let's go fucking let's go test some windows.
Yeah.
But
Jeremy, he's Jeremy says he sucks at titting. He's going to stick to racing. That's not true. Yeah, he had some issues in our that back window, and he's not letting it go.
all right, listen, I love you, Jeremy. You are way better at racing. I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. The way that he is at racing is so good compared to most people that like the tinning is it just has to be second, dude. Like just like me and drinking beer, dude. I can drink beer better than I can tint windows. And that's a fucking fact, dude. It's a fact, you know? But I fucking love Jeremy, dude. He's so we talked earlier today, and then I think it was yesterday. Or I was supposed to call him yesterday, but talked to him today. And they got rained out for the practice run, so he's kind of bummed,
Mm,
you know.
yeah.
Dude, I would never do that shit, dog. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Dude, give me a 110 in the field, I'm good, dude. Give me a 110 running around in the field, I'm fine. I'm not going 175,000 miles per hour down the damn drag strip. No fucking way.
On a
Ain't no
bike.
way. Dude, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no fucking way.
I,
But
I used to I used to like to go to the drag strip when I was in Florida with cars, not bikes. I don't know.
ain't doing that
I don't know.
either.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way, dude. I will race you on the freeway for like 3 seconds and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you want to go? See ya. Bye. Have fun. Hope you get a ticket, you
I mean,
asshole. Like
yeah,
I'm not.
right.
I'm not getting a ticket, dog. Ain't no way.
Having the 110 in the back field though, I've hurt myself a lot more than I have drag racing a car.
No way.
And woodchuck holes, dropping.
Oh,
You talking
that's
about the three
different.
wheeler,
That's
right? Drop that
different,
front
bro.
tire,
Yeah, that's completely different, though. Flipping you
climbing up the
around
hill,
some.
flipping over backwards.
Right. I love it. Man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it a little early tonight. Supposed to have Mother Marion on. She said another night. That's fine. We did get to bullshitting a little bit, and that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep the show going. Next week, I should have Stan and his wife on. I've been putting them off for a while. So I'm gonna talk about them being in business for so long, which
Yeah.
is awesome. Like over 40 years, and apparently he's lived in Arkansas and all this stuff. Like
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be a fun time because I want to ask some really deep questions,
Yeah.
about working with your spouse, dude. Because
Yeah.
some people can't do it, but like I want to know how they make it work. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Hopefully it's not a lot of whiskey and naps, but
That's something.
just
That's
kidding.
something that's been new for me and Steph. Since we moved to Georgia,
Yeah,
we've been working together, and
that's awesome, man.
it's been great. Actually, I
You,
think
you
I
leave the
think
work at the workplace. You
not
talk.
necessarily.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't
it's a. I
couldn't
mean,
do it, dude. I'd be
Tintin,
talking about it all day.
Tintin's my life. It's been my life. Well, way before her. So she's kindly slowly came into it. Now she's fully immersed into it. But I don't know. I think something the way our relationship is though too. It's just.
Thank
Um,
you, Jeremy.
I
Sorry,
I
sorry, I had
think
to
it's
take
just
a break.
yeah. I don't know. I think it makes it a little bit easier, just kind of the way that
For
um I really
One,
should.
you don't have to tell stories about work,
Right.
like you're literally just living work together. So it's like you
Yeah.
already know all the stories, so like you
Right.
understand it,
Yep.
like I mean, it does make more sense that you could be understanding of it
Yeah.
instead of having to explain it.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to do this next week now. It's like there's so many now there's so many questions, like I have to
Yeah.
ask all of them. All of them.
Start jotting them
Yeah,
all
and then
down
like
all week long.
look, and then like Alexis and Jeffrey,
Oh
like
yeah.
they work together. They've been
Yep.
working together, and like that's awesome, and I love that.
Hmm.
And it's just one of those like I don't understand it because I just like I like to work alone. Like I literally like to be by myself. But the partner aspect of it, like when you have goals that you want to achieve together, it's different because then you're both passionate and you both like work towards
Hmm.
them and you want to accomplish the same goals. So you have this like accountability factor that you're like, all right, you said this, I said this too. Fucking let's make it work. What we got to
Yep.
do, you know? Um, but yeah, I love it.
Yep.
So shit, you know how it goes. Do you have a final thought for the whole show?
Oh
Just
man.
you could just say, "I love WFR," like whatever.
I
Dude, I got
mean,
these nose hairs, bro. That are fighting my mustache. Jesus.
I love everybody, man. I love this whole community, honestly. I talk about it sometimes, in the lives of things or whatever. But when I first started in this industry and started to meet other tinters and stuff, there's always this. It almost felt like you had to hate another tinter, and I never really understood
Yeah,
that.
you had to be a hater. Like,
Yeah,
dude, what?
I tell you, man, my best friends all over the now world, are tenters that I meet, and
Right.
I can relate with them better than people that I grew up with. So,
Yep.
I'm just, I just extremely thrilled and blessed to have found my way, I guess, into this community with everybody and all of you guys. It's great, and my family. Everybody's. That's the other thing. Like, you get a lot of these like crazy personalities, over the top personalities and stuff. But they can all like be family. Man, I bring
Yeah.
my family into these things. You bring your families in these things, and then like
Yeah.
now the kids are talking about these people and how
Yeah.
like they can't wait to see them again or do this or they were playing
Bro, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, and then you see each other on fucking trading cards and shit, and your kids
Yeah,
is like, yo, I know that person on that card right there.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
awesome. I signed 2 cards for Tyler's kids, and I actually have to send him another one now that I think about it. But like it's just so like the tent fam,
yeah,
like Billy says, man.
yeah,
Tent fam, dude. Like it's the best fucking I talk about this to people that are just fucking normal people, right? Like, hate to say it like that, but like normal fucking people. And like, they're like, I had no idea that it's like this. And I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, here, look at these videos real quick. And they're like, what the fuck? And
yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
we're competing for $25,000. They're like, tinning windows? And
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, dude, tinning windows, bro. And they lose their shit, dude. It's so
yeah,
funny. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
But
My mother-in-law and my wife's grandfather came this year for an afternoon, and when I saw them as I was running around, I was like, a lot going on, huh? And they're just both start looking around, just like I can't believe it.
yeah, you
And
don't
until
even know.
my wife's grandfather, Steph and I have been together like over 10 years now, and he always I I don't think he even really completely understood what I did until maybe he was there. Like he still would like
Right,
talk about me washing his car for him. Like I would
right,
like I don't do it. I would wash it for him because it's my wife's grandfather, but that's
right,
not what I do.
right. But that's what he remembers. He's like, that's the nice thing he did, like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
watched for car. But but yeah, yeah, we're kind of up on the hour mark.
yeah, yeah,
But it's been I know I've kept you a little longer than I told you, but whenever this, like I said, whenever this starts to like roll into something better, man, like I kind of want to keep it
yeah,
going because especially from your perspective, helping out with the event and stuff like that, and your knowledge of what was actually going on instead of what people thought was happening, like the time management stuff like that, like all the events, how much you loved all of them or whatever. Like it's been a good show, dude. Like a good first one to have back.
good, great.
Um,
I enjoyed myself again.
Good.
Thanks for
I
having
hope
me
so,
on.
man. Like, if you don't like it, dude, next time just leave, you
Yeah.
know?
It's all
But
right. My daughter come down to say hi to
what
everybody.
up? I hope she had fun as well.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they had a blast.
But
But
we're gonna
yeah,
sign off here, y'all. We only have like 13 people watching, which is great. People are commenting. Hopefully they watch this later. But I appreciate you being on, man, and can't wait to have you on the next one, dude.
sounds good.
Can't wait to see y'all at the next one too. So
Sounds good. All right, later.
love you, dude.